What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? So, breaking news. Breaking news. Two PCs got stabbed up in another building at this prison. So, just a little backstory. Basically, the other day, they dropped two PCs off in the building on the yard. Uh, let's be clear, this is a GP yard. This is a GP yard. So, shouldn't be no PCs here. This is not a 50-50 yard. It's level 4 180. Long story short, they dropped the two PCs off in a cell. I don't know if it was two different cells or just one cell. I really don't got the whole story, but I got most of it, the most important parts. And yeah, long story short, both the PCs got stabbed up, by GP inmates. So my point in bringing this to my platform is to shed light on the games that the prison system is playing. As of right now, I'm tapped into what's going on in the county, far as that's where I left off on my last video. But like I said, I just had to tap in on this for a minute. Long story short, because it just happened. So long story short, yeah, they got stabbed up by some homies, whatnot. Well, one homie and one dude from somewhere else. But yeah, long story short, the games that the prison system is playing. Let me break that down. Basically, they know the politics. They know how things is gonna go, what's gonna happen. They know what what has to be done. They know this already. So it's no there's no secret. So long story short, when they do this, when they bust this type of play, they know the consequences. They know what's gonna happen. They know what position they putting everybody in that's involved. First and foremost, on the S and Y side, on the PC side, you feel me? As far as they go, the two PCs, they putting them in positions where their life is at danger, because you got two PCs and you got basically 100 people in the building. But when we go on the yard, it's man, I ain't gonna lie, I really don't even know the total numbers of everybody on the yard, but let's just put it like this. In each building, you got close to 100 people. So that's close to 200 people if everybody at yard, which they not. Basically, you got a lot of people that's potentially gonna get involved with these two people. So with that being said, their life is on the line, because ain't nobody half stepping it. This is not gonna be no fight, no head up, no one-on-one, no shit like that. Now, if they get lucky, one of them might come out and it might only be one or two people on the tier. But when you got people like this around, everybody is on point. Everybody know at any moment it could be it could be so they are prepared for the moment, because just like we on what we on, it's possible they on what they on, because they know what's gonna happen. So they ready. They get up in that cell, put whatever they put together, and they ready. So long story short, because I don't want to make this a long video, at the end of the day, they on their side of it, their life is at danger. On our side of it, as far as the GP inmates, our freedom, our time, our release date, and low key, our well being is, because like I say, what if they open that door and it's just you on the tier and they got this thing what they got, and so it's really just who's the better man in the situation, and story short, because at the end of the day, you gotta think, if they really on a tip, and it's one person on a tier, and an opportunity presents itself to where they door finna open, they trying to get up out of here anyway. So at the end of the day, like, oh, it's only one of them. I could probably take that one. You feel me? I could take him down. You feel me? And especially if the size and all, all the little. So especially if they feel like they got the advantage, boom, they pop out and get cracking. That's the best case scenario. For them. Long story short, getting to it. Like I said, I want to make this long and drawn out. Um, the games that they playing with us is, like I say, our time, our release date. Because when we get involved in this now, like me, I got 2 strikes. So at the end of the day, if I'm placed in that situation and I gotta come out and do what I do, now it's possible that these people gonna strike me out when I go to court. Cause this is the case. DA gonna pick it up, whatever. It's called DA referral. They gonna refer it to the DA of the county, and you're gonna have to go to court and all that. So these people know this. They know that you're gonna catch a case. You feel me? They know that you have to do this. They know everything. They know the whole breakdown of the politics. Because these people that's on these SNY yards, that come from these GP yards, go over there, debrief, tell them everything, break it all down, answer every question that they want. So they know what's up. And then they just know from just paying attention and just knowing, what they know. Then some niggas that still GP just talk too much. So with that being said, they play with our time, our release date, because like I say, um, you go to court and like if you're in a situation like me, you got 2 strikes, it's over with. 3 strikes, violent crime, 3 violent strikes after that, because I got 2 already. That's another one. Boom, it's over. 25 to life, 3 strikes, it's over. That fast. Basically just because this prison is playing games and they decided at some point in the, you know, somebody somewhere down the line, in that lineup of warden, administration, R&R, wherever the fuck, decided, let's put these 2 PCs on the yard, on the GP yard, knowing what's gonna happen and what has to happen, unless they, these PCs, which I think they got their own little politics or whatever, they got some shit in place where they gotta come, they gotta stay until they get cracking or whatever it may be. I don't know, but because I seen a lot of them do, I see a lot of them come and they just stay there. It's like they and then I've seen a few come out. Not really that many, but I've seen about 2 of them come out. So, and one of them got lucky because he just got whooped. You feel me? He just got jumped, got kicked all in the head, knocked out there on the rocks, head bleeding, bust wide open. It was bad. It was bad. He left in the ambulance. You feel me? But getting back to the point, you can end up fucked off, and they know this. They know what type of situations they putting people in. So now it goes back to rehabilitation and corrections. Those 2 words are in the name of this organization, CDCR, California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. You feel me? So at that point in time, if this is the game that y'all playing, how are y'all really trying to make the corrections? How are y'all really trying to rehabilitate me? If y'all putting me in situations where what has to happen, I would think that if you're trying to rehabilitate me and correct me, you wouldn't put me in situations where I gotta do something, violent, or that could possibly fuck my time off. You feel me? And I'm gonna get into that on other videos when I get to the whole prison shit, because I want to start off county, work my way up to prison, you feel me? And how that system is fucked up. But this is the shit that they got going on. This is the shit that took place today. So now you got 2 dudes, back there in the hole right now, you know, fighting, well, not even fighting because it haven't started, but facing, you know, legal consequences, more time, you know, um, you got, and they done lost their comfortability, they done lost they spot where they was at, you know, in the cell with whoever they was with, cooling, you know, had a smooth program, had everything set up, you know, chilling. Don't get me wrong, this is the environment we in, this is what's going on, but that's not what we talking about. We talking about this administration, we talking about this organization, we talking about this institution. You feel me? That is putting us in situations that's not what should be, you know, like it shouldn't be going on. That's not something that we signed up for. That's not something that, you know, when we came to jail that we knew was on the table. You know what I'm saying? Because this is some new shit. You know, this is some new shit that they starting to do. You know, is try to keep sliding these S and Ys in because it's so many people over there on the S and Y yard. There's so many inmates. They said, long story short, that it's either already happened or it's gonna happen to where they gonna outnumber the GP. GP is gonna be the minority. It's not gonna be like it is where, you know, or like it was where it was mostly GPs and, you know, the S and Ys was just like short. You feel me? Now they saying there's like a lot more people going S and Y versus, you know, GP. So trying to stay on topic. Uh, this is the games they playing. This is the positions they putting us in. Like I said, I'm talking about on both sides. You know, just because they are who they are. You know, um, I'm not gonna take that out of the situation because they family, you know, has to deal with that. You know, regardless of their situation, they do got family and whatever and whatnot. Just like we got family on this side too. You feel me? That's expecting us to come home. You know, and now we got to call our family and tell our family like, you know, this happened and, you know, my date gonna change and it's probably gonna be a little bit longer that it take me to come home because this institution played this game and put this PC on the yard with us, knowing this is not the place that he's supposed to be, knowing the politics, knowing what's gonna happen, knowing what has to be done. Everybody in the vicinity, they just put all them people in a cold situation. And then guess what they do? They go home at night, sleep in their bed. They cooling. You know, we still here. We still in this. You got them people that's still in that's sitting back there in that hole right now, stripped of everything. All they got is some boxers, some socks, some shoes, um, a towel, and, you know, all the basic shit. That's it. They sitting back there right now, cold, in the hole. Wow, the people that made this decision, that said, oh, let's try something, let's do this, let's throw, you know what, oh, let's throw these two. They at home right now, in their bed, chilling with their wife or their husband or whatever it may be with their kids. After they just made that call and just fucked off 4 people's lives, the 2 attackers and the 2 victims. This is not some shit that, you know, oh, they didn't have to, and we'll do. No, they knew when they did what they did that this was going to take place. They knew exactly the situation that they were setting up. They played chess, set the whole board up just for this move, just for this to happen. Because they know it was going to happen unless somehow, some way, them PC dudes got up out of here without having to, you know, get into no shit by flagging the police down. Hey, I can't be here. Whoop, this, and that, or whatever. I don't know how that worked. But yeah, that would be the only way that it didn't play out how it played out. But it played out how it played out. Their plan worked. And there's 2 people right now that fucked off their date, or they fucked off their situation, or they gon' fuck around. They was waiting on them to go to board if they had life, and now board is gonna deny them because they gonna be like, you just attacked somebody and stabbed them and some more stuff. You're not going home. All because the people that they work for set that shit up for that to happen, knowing what was gonna happen. So like I said, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. I just wanted to tap in on it real quick. And yeah, you know, just be aware. Like I said, this is not for the views. This is not for um, the publicity. They're not, well, yeah, for publicity, but this is because basically at the end of the day, this is to raise awareness. This is to hopefully get to the right ears to make the right changes, in our system. That's what this is for. This is not for entertainment. This is not for, none of that. So at the end of the day, the most important thing I can tell you out of those, like, subscribe, share, all that, repost, share. That's the most important things you can do. I don't care about liking. I don't care about subscribing. I don't care about none of that. What I care about is getting the word out. So repost this, reshare this, get it out there. You feel me? So the right people can hear what's going on and know what's going on and make some changes. Some noise could be made, to where people can't ignore it. So yeah, y'all have a good one and God bless.